Good morning, apes. At the time of filming this video, it's approximately 1 hour and 50 minutes until the markets open, but you can see on your screen we do still have the pre-market to look at, and also we have that time now, like I usually try and do with you guys, to prepare ourselves for today. So in this one, it's going to be relatively short. We're looking at the pattern for the markets, the pattern that we're seeing across AMC stock, and what we should be looking out for today. So with that being said, do remember this is not financial advice, it is only my personal opinion, and you should certainly do your own research and come to your own conclusions before we do jump in. But if you enjoy what you see, of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But getting back to it, we're going to have a look at AMC and what we should be expecting. Now, before we go on to look at the chart, I want to have a look at Stonk Tracker and the data that we're seeing from here. Well, the most important data is this over here. Now, the thing that highlights itself to me immediately is going to be this. It's a 6.2 million shares available to borrow. So, what this means is we do still have quite a lot of shares available. Again, it says the interest rate on those is actually very low, but the figure for shares to borrow is very high. So what does this mean? It means, obviously, they have that power now to go and to short the stock even more. Now, I'm not here to say they are going to short it today because who knows, with the way the markets have been recently, AMC has been going up a little bit, but as I did say in this video yesterday, the same time roughly, what it was yesterday for me is, when we look at where we were, the markets were up by like 1, 2, 3%, looking at the major indexes, but AMC was up by, a similar amount. Now, whilst that may seem reasonable for the stock, what we actually saw into the end of the day, if we have a look, we saw a little bit of a decline, but on top of that, comparing that with the wider market that we saw, we'd expect AMC to have bigger moves than the wider market, and the simple reason for that is because the major indexes are comprised of multiple different stocks, so of course it takes the best of those, the worst of those, the appropriate weighting of those, and that is where you get the combined results on the S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq, etc. Now, AMC is one stock alone, and it should be moving more to the upside or more to the downside than a generalized market, but really, it's been following the exact same trend. Now, another thing that I want to highlight, especially coming out to the past 5 days, past month, it's very careful to note, and it's very important to note, especially going into today, when we could potentially be looking at a bullish day, who knows, but it is important to note that on bullish days for the market as a whole, the market runs okay, but AMC doesn't move up as much as it should. It moves up by a very small percentage, generally speaking, on bullish days, and it moves down a bigger percentage on bearish days. And what this means is, it means when we zoom out to the past 6 months, or even better into the past year, but we're going to just keep out the past 6 months because it does show my example in an appropriate light. All it means is that when you look at the chart for the past 6 months, I'm going to start from around this period here because that's when things really started to get bad. But you can see we have these one-day rallies, sometimes a bit more like this period arguably here. But we have these relatively small rallies and then a way bigger sell-off. Again, small rally, bigger sell-off, and it kind of diminishes the green that we see, and we don't see too much of that green. So what I'm trying to say is, if it is a good day, I don't expect AMC to run too much, and if it's a bad day, I think it may drop a little bit. And the simple reason for that is because, as I've said before, the shorts on AMC are in a bad place in my opinion, simply due to the fact that when they bought into their short positions, the stock was not looking very good. It was looking like it was going to go bankrupt, fair enough, you all know the story. But now that is off the table, the company isn't going bankrupt, so where do they go? They're in a bad place, right? So they have to try and do this thing now where they make the price look normal. And what they're going to do, and what they are doing, is they're saying, well, it's moving down on its own merit. It's fundamentally flawed, this, that, this reason why it can't succeed, that reason. And of course, the price action, if you did not know, and of course we do have the figures here, but if you did not know, you may think this was just a stock which is poorly bought into, it's been a pump and dump, whatever, is done. But when we have a look at the data behind the scenes, that tells us a different story, but yes, that is the argument I have seen them going for a lot recently. Now, coming back into the pre-market for today, now this is interesting. The pre-market is moving actually quite a bit, not too significantly, 0.63%, but yeah, it is moving. It's going up big and down big. I'm not saying it means anything, we're only seeing about 200k for the volume, but it is actually nice to see some movement in the pre/post hours from yesterday into today, because usually it is dead flat, and of course, a lot of people think that points to manipulation. Now, as far as yesterday is concerned, a lot of people wanted to look at this one. Now, it's coming from the user on Reddit, KU7 D33P, who posted this a couple of hours ago, 19 to be exact. The SEC approved the transparency rule, and guess what? AMC and GME move up sharply. what a coincidence. So it's just got a post here about that, the proposed amendments, etc., etc. But you know what this user is trying to say. So who knows, what does it mean for today? What will that rule mean? Again, as I have said, the rules are great, and they could have big impacts, but of course, rules only work if they are followed, and if that is not the case, then they are basically useless. But I do hope, with today, of course, we have a green one, but either way, I'm not too bothered if it drops lower, which is absolutely possible. I'm prepared for it, and as I have said, I'm not trying to be bearish because you guys know I'm a big fan, and I do believe in the MOAS, but I think it could get worse before it gets better. And coming back out to the past month chart, like I said, these turnarounds that we are seeing, don't read too much into them, because whilst we all want to think we keep coming to the bottom with AMC, we thought that here, we thought that here, we thought that here, you get the picture, right? They will just keep dropping it. So this could be another one of these, and again, these are very prominent on the 6 month, you know, these little domes, if you will, ups and downs, similar to what we've seen here, you know, if we were to bring the pencil out, we could draw it, maybe we will. Let's have a look if we can. So you can see these little domes, apparently we can't draw it, but you guys get the picture. So be very cautious, because, you know, when you're least expecting it is when they will probably do it, whether that be the MOAS or whether it also be the dropping of the stock. So be mentally strong and be mentally ready. I'll be back with you guys in a bit for another episode, so see you soon. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.